what your favorite D&D module says about you. Welcome back everyone, it's been a while since we've continued this series, mainly because I've been experimenting with other types of weird D&D stuff lately. Anyway, we have around 26 different modules to go through from the date this video's out, and I'm only covering the adventures that D&D Beyond considers relevant, aka the stuff that's available on the front page of their website. I'll also go more into this at the end of the episode too, but this video was sponsored by Hexbound. Stay tuned till the end to hear about their new witchy book for D&D 5e. This is what your favorite D&D module says about you? Hope you'll enjoy. Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. You've been a part of multiple D&D campaigns centered around devils and demons before, and we're stoked to hear that Wizards of the Coast finally made a book about them. You also have a hard time trusting people now. Candlekeep Mysteries. You stalk multiple D&D staff members on Twitter and consume as much information as you can on their projects. You also own every book on D&D Beyond. Curse of Strahd. Even though you know Strahd is an irredeemable monster, you can't help but find him kind of attractive. Also, you hate anime, vibrant colors, and any creature that's stronger than your own D&D character. Dragon of Icespire Peak, Divine Contention, and Sleeping Dragon's Wake. You're a noob who found out that this book would be a good place to start learning how to play D&D. That, or you're forever alone, and the systems in this adventure for running a single-person D&D party seemed promising. D&D versus Rick and Morty. You were surprised to know that this even existed. Is it cursed to say that the LYCANTHROPICKLE might be your new favorite D&D monster? Frozen Sick. You were both bored and incredibly broke one day while locked up in quarantine when you realized that D&D Beyond released this module for free on their website. You might have still been broke, but at least you weren't bored anymore. Ghosts of Saltmarsh. You've wanted to play with some aquatic races for a while now, and this module finally made that possible. After the adventure ends, you'll either have a newfound love or hate for all things sea-dwelling. Horde of the Dragon Queen. Either you had an amazing DM, or the way this module works just meshes really well with you. You were also a frequent player of D&D 3.5, and this was the book that got you into 5th edition. Hunt for the Thessal Hydra. You thought the game those nerds were playing in Stranger Things looked cool, and now you're here. Welcome to the D&D community. Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden. You heard that this was one of the newest D&D modules to come out lately, which immediately makes it the best. Every other adventure is gonna seem subpar until you play through this entire book. Infernal Machine Rebuild, Lost Lab of Kowalish, and Lokatha Rising. Hey, you donated to charity to get these modules, so generous of you. It also wasn't until after you got your hands on these adventures that you realized they needed 3 other, not-included D&D books to be run properly. I mean, the modules were good, but looks like you'll be playing D&D for a while now just to get your money's worth. The Lost Mine of Phandelver. For everyone who's never played D&D before, this was your gateway into 5th edition. The memories from the campaign still hold a close place in your heart, probably due to the chaos that came from not knowing how to play D&D as you fumbled around trying to figure out how everything worked. Out of the Abyss. You're either really good at D&D or had a super chill DM that knew what they were doing while running this module. You're also no stranger to death. The first few sessions of every D&D game you join is always a bloodbath. Princes of the Apocalypse. You know about that weird dark time in history when boomers thought D&D was a game solely played by cultists? You took that to heart, so beating up evil cults in D&D became your new favorite hobby. Rise of Tiamat. You never played through Horde of the Dragon Queen because a lot of people online said it was trash. This module looked good though, so you thought you'd give it a go. Rakma. Finally, that one person who likes playing Gith can have a whole campaign dedicated to their favorite race. Storm King's Thunder. You tend to forget things really easily and probably had one of those child leashes attached to you at all times when you were young. If you've ever DM'd this module, then you're a grown adult, and leading your party through this game feels like parenting a bunch of lost children. Tales from the Yawning Portal. You're a D&D veteran who refused to play D&D 5e until this book came out. That or you thought the cover art looked cool and wanted to give it a go. Tomb of Annihilation. Wait, this isn't the Tomb of Horrors? Strange. You also hate clerics for some reason and are a massive wargamer. Waterdeep Dragon Heist. You love yourself some well-written D&D antagonists. You can also easily tell when you're being railroaded and lead on people way too long on anything you ask them for. And finally, Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage. You're the 1% of D&D players who've seen a level 20 character sheet. Also, you enjoy playing video games that are still in early access. The lack of content is obvious, but there's still something magical about it, you know? Now, I've only scratched the surface of these books, so if you know about any other stereotypes, then shoot them down below. Should be fun to read through them all. Anyway, please consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. Thanks for sticking around, and a reminder that this video was sponsored by Hexbound. This book has new witchy add-ons for tons of classes in 5e, potions, familiars, a mobile app, and so much more. Hit Point Press always makes their content high quality, and with this being their newest product, you can expect the very best. Hopefully you don't have to miss out out because the Kickstarter ends near the end of the month. Check it out using the link down below. And with that said, I'll see you all in the next video.